Appreciate everybody for tuning in to the nation. Want to be able to just talk to you all just briefly on a few things that's on my mind as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys, as well as the pursuit to the Robert Quinn. There are some holdbacks or some stepbacks with the New Orleans Saints. They are in the mix of trying to pursue and get this guy as well. We already know that this team, when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, as far as the defensive front, we probably need a lot of help out there as it relates to creating pressure on the edge. Now, the contract situation with Demarcus Lawrence is always a fickle process. Contracts always go through that, especially when you're talking about the salary cap and you're talking about the way Jerry Jones and the way the NFL is structured collectively. It's always a hard fight when you're talking about money. But the pursuit is nothing to do with Robert Quinn, more so to do with the New Orleans Saints. They see a pressure edge rusher that they can get, and hopefully they looking at it, Warriors, maybe they can give up a third, maybe they can give up a fourth, but the money still is the same. The money is the money, and I think the money is around 11 to maybe 12 million that the Dallas Cowboys can pick up. But the issue is that now you have somebody else into play, and the Dolphins are trying to work out something to see whether or not they can get the best deal out of the situation. Now, it's a war. The offseason is always a war per se, and if you look at it from different angles, you can say to yourself, man, oh man, what can the Cowboys do to get some extra help, and why all of a sudden teams want to fight for a guy that another team is trying to get rid of? But it's always something like that, right? And that's just life. That's just the way things go when you're talking about the National Football League. Now, the other news with the Tyron Crawford situation, fighting down there in Panama, wherever he was at, now they're in Florida. TMZ got that video out there, and it don't look too good for him. And the NFL said, we're going to do some investigation for the nation. We're going to do some investigation for him. My thing is on that, my thoughts are that the NFL need to continue to do the investigation of Robert Kraft. But we already know how that goes, right? We already know how that goes. So even if, let's say, for example, the NFL suspend Tyron Crawford for like 3 to 4 games for conduct unbecoming or conduct detrimental to the league, we would know for sure that the league got something out on the Dallas Cowboys. Because we saw last year, we saw Patman Jones get into a fight in the airport. We saw somebody else get into the fight in the airport, no suspension. But that's just how it goes, man. That's just how it goes. Pretty much. The other news that we were going to talk about is the Randy Gregory situation. There were no suspension of marijuana. It could be the fact that he just missed the drug test. So missing the drug test versus getting caught with a little pot could be two different situations there, meaning that's why Jerry Jones is optimistic on by this guy playing week 1. My thing is, it's such a hardship when you got a guy that you can see the potentials. And Robert Quinn is everything that we thought that Randy Gregory will become, right? The edge rush, the guy that can be explosive, get around to the edge and get to the quarterback or the running back. But at the end of the day, my thing is what the Cowboys should do is just let this thing play out. Just let it go ahead and play all the way out. And see what we can do from there. Now, as far as the Demarcus Lawrence talk, my thing is with the whole Demarcus Lawrence franchise tag that he don't want to sign, it could be this, guys. Other teams looking at him too. They saying, okay, we would like to trade for him, but we want to know what that shoulder is all about. And Dallas Cowboys saying, okay, we would like to pay him, but we far apart with the guaranteed money. We don't want to give him $90 million guaranteed. That's probably where the argument is at. I don't think the Cowboys are worried about paying Demarcus Lawrence $20 million. The main issue is the guaranteed money, the $90 million. So I heard news out there that the Colts are willing to work something out. Now, that I just don't know all of the details of it, but the Colts are willing to be a dance partner. Now, this is the thing. The Colts defense last year was nasty. It was nasty. It was one of the things that was like the spotlight of their team beyond the, outside of the offensive line. If you sprinkle in and you add in a healthy D-Law to that Colts defense, look out. Look out. So they looking at it, maybe they're one player away, and they got a lot of money. They have no issue at all paying D-Law that cash load because they got a lot of money. They don't have to worry about paying an Ezekiel Elliott. They already gave number 12 his money, you see. They don't have an Amari Cooper that they got to pay, you see. So I'm looking at it. The Colts may say, okay, we'll give Dallas a first and a third and a conditional sack it for next year. Cowboy Nation, would you pick that up? Yes, that's a lot of stuff, man. Nathaniel, appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. He says, love your show. Appreciate it. Really do. Meticulous Cowboy says 90 million guarantees is a lot. He's like, whoa. That's just how it goes. It's crazy. Stevie Mac 23, appreciate you for tuning in to the Nation. I won't be long. So I'm going to try to stay into the top of the hour. As you can see, I didn't do any shows at all today. Just been slammed with a lot of work. But Cowboy Nation, we never sleep, right? I'm a Mississippi boy, but I live in Kansas. Go Cowboys. This is from Nathaniel Jack Jr. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in. No way, no way. There's a lot of people saying no way. This is the thing. It's like a conundrum, right? We get blessed by having a genius, a gem, to find these draft picks, right? And now when it gets time to pay a person, that draft pick, that genius of a gem that we got comes to like, hey, now it's time to pay the person, right? So the issue, when you look at it collectively, if you get more picks for the genius gem of a person, Will McClay, to have in his arsenal, in his weaponry, don't you think he can find another dynamic player out there? How much do you trust Will McClay to find another explosive guy on that end? And the edge rush in the pursuit of Robert Quinn is this right here. You got somebody now that can supplement or help out that defensive front, and you trust Papa Rob Marinelli to develop somebody else. Because we already know that the Taco Charltons of the world, hey, he just regressed in so many ways, right? The David Irvin shot himself in the foot. The Randy Gregory can't put it down or can't make the meetings to get tested, things like that. So those are like crazy things that occurred out of nowhere. But now you have the Kerry Hiders of the world, right? The Christian, what's his last name? Covington of the world that can play inside. So we're going to have to really, 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 really look at everything to see how we can better our best. It's crazy in a sense, but that's just how life is, right? Terminator Cop #1. Appreciate you. Thank you. Calvin Williamson. Need to resolve this D-Law situation. I agree. Cowboys are turning over every stone they can find. Now, as much as we praise Robert Quinn, he plays on the right side, of course. D-Law is left side. Yeah, we understand that. We understand that. You know, two different type of edge rushers, and you'll have a void on that side. My thing is, the most important thing on anything, when you're talking about pressure, to me personally, most quarterbacks are right-handed. Your best offensive tackle will always be on the left side. So if you could dominate that side and get 5, 6, 7, 8 sacks a year, then to me, that's a win-win situation. Because now you're approaching the quarterback on his blind side. So that's why I'm high on Robert Quinn. Not saying that he's better than a Demarcus Lawrence, you see. Demarcus Lawrence come off on that against the right tackles in the NFL. He don't move over to the left side of the field. He don't fight against the left tackle. So I mean, it's still a noble thing to have out there. An aggressive guy that can create pressure and create quarterbacks to be running for their life. So if you pair that up on both sides, man, it would be nasty. This is young Wilson. I want Sue and D-Law. If Sue come down on that pricing, if Sue can remain a free agent after the draft, then he have no choice. The market will set his rate for himself, and he had to come down that $14 million price tag yearly that he want. I think Ndamukong Suh is about 31, 32. Dallas got a very, 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 very hard reservations on signing older guys. Regardless of how we look at it, we look at the Eric Berrys of the world. He got the contract. Eric Berry just got to make the decision whether or not he want to come on this team, right? Insider guy told me about this. He's saying that, okay, it's a toss-up between us and another a want that he want to go to. So it's up to Eric Berry. They got him a contract. It's just up to him to whether or not he want to come on his team. Now, that meaning that the Cowboys are willing to pay him, but it's only at a certain amount. And then if you look at it from this side of the table or coin, the Justin Houston, a lot of people like him, but he's 30. And that's what they have reservations on with him. So it's like those coins, you know, two sides to every story. But it's crazy in a sense. Hey, and this is the thing with Robert Quinn. I'm gonna re-say this again. The Cowboys are pursuing Robert Quinn. And Robert Quinn, he may just want to go to the Cowboys. But at this point, he's not a free agent. He's still signed under the Dolphins. So it's up to the Dolphins to make that decision for him. It's up to the Cowboys versus the Saints off-season battle of the Robert Quinn consolation prize, of how much they are willing to give up for Robert Quinn. And the Dolphins sitting back saying, okay, they're eating out of my hands at this time. That's what it looks like. Meticulous Cowboy. So he says, Law Nation, would you put Eric Berry at strong safety? Strong safety. From the tape that I looked at on Eric Berry, he lost about not one step, about 2.5 steps. So he's a little slower from what I looked at from the tape that I was able to see. Now, as far as angles and coming down and approaching and tackling, he did pretty well with that. You know, he did. I didn't see him miss anything. I saw him aggressively wrap up, just like the old Eric Berry. Now, he is a little slower. So is a slower Eric Berry better than a Jeff Heath? That will be the question. That will be the $1 million questioning. Now, from the Cowboys' perspective, if they gave him a contract and he's got to decide on whether or not he want to go with us or he got to test the market a little bit more, meaning that they like something about him, right? They want something on him to be a part of this particular team. Now, can Eric Berry play free? Can he open his hips? Can he turn his head around? And can he also track and fly out to the ball? Can he play the deeper thirds? Can he play within the splits? That will be the main questioning with Eric Berry, opposed to an Xavier Woods. Now, this is the other thing. Xavier Woods is on a upward trend. He played better each and every game. I looked at his film. Every game you saw Xavier Woods improve. Xavier Woods improved. He played well against the LA Rams. He came down into the box, he tackled, he wrapped, and then he sealed off the edge when it was needed to be. So are you willing to set that pace back and say, okay, we're going to flip this thing around? That's the questioning right there. Savage Time said, we don't need an Eric Berry. Yeah. Now, as far as wisdom and experience, that's be the only thing that you will bring in Eric Berry. Now, Trey Boston, Polo. Yeah, I'll jump all over Trey Boston like a cheap suit. Miss Scouting Pro says D-Law is a right defensive end by design. Right defensive end run stops. This is why he was not good at the left defensive end. So right defensive end, left defensive end. Okay, Miss Scouting Pro educating the nation out there. Appreciate you put that out there. Run stop, playing on the right side opposed to just flying out chasing against the best tackle in the game. I understand. He got his skill sets. He got his abilities to play out there. I wouldn't discount that for nothing in the world. I would not. Yeah, I feel what you're saying, left defensive end. Yes, the field kind of flips. Defensive side is the left and the right offensive side is right. I got what you're saying. Meticulous Cowboys. You must continue to develop Xavier Woods. He will be a star. I agree. I agree. He will be a star. There's another thing that we got out here. We got a window. And the window is not the patio or balcony side. The window, you know how this window look unless we do some major reconstruction. You go in your kitchen and the window above the sink or the window close to the sink, that small little window, that's the size of our window. It was huge when Ezekiel Elliott and Dak and all them boys first came on his team. It was a huge balcony-sized window, patio style, right? You can walk through it, but now you can barely squeeze through that window because people need to get paid. And the NFL salary cap is designed for you to either make it on the first few years or you have to start doing some reconstruction. Now, every year, the Patriots do some type of major reconstruction to keep that window open for old Tom Brady. So we looking at all those things. And how can you expand that window? By putting a Robert Quinn on his team. Getting somebody that can demand that pressure off of that side of the field. How can you expand that window? Of course, pay Amari Cooper. That will actually help out the salary cap. How you expand that window would be secure Ezekiel Elliott just for his second contract. That's how you would do it. It's hard, but it's true. Think Joe Thomas ready to fill in Damien Wilson's void. Is it from Cedric? This is the thing with Damien Wilson void. Damien Wilson could not cover anything to save his life, but he was good. He was good against the run, though. He was good against the run. Joe Thomas is just the opposite. He flies out to the ball, great, but he don't disengage as well as Damien Wilson. But he damn good can cover out in space. He got great hips, can track the ball better than now. I say last year before Jalen Smith was all the way healed, he can track out to the ball and fly out to the spot and point at the ball better than him. But playing the strong side, there will be some reservations as it relates to being that guy that can consistently stop the run, and that will be probably the only draw with Joe. So I think that they still may, believe it or not, draft in the draft to figure out if they can bring in somebody else. I don't think the linebacker Chris Covington is going to be a guy that can start this year. It's going to be like a 3-year project with him. He may get a little bit more playing time just due to depth charts, what have you, but that's just how it goes with that. It is. It is. Let me see what we have here. Can Barry stay healthy on the field? This is from DM7 Gill. Health always been an issue with us, right? It always been an issue with us, regardless of who the Cowboys. Outside of Jason Witten, health always been an issue, and LP Laddersore. Health always been an issue. A quarterback goes down, running back gets nicked up. Always something, wide receiver break a pinky toe, pinky or a toe, things like that. I remember one year Terrell Owen broke his hands, broke one of his fingers or what have you. Dez Bryant, snapped up one of his fingers. Then it became a toe and things like that. So, if we can just figure out a way to stay healthy, then that would be a good deal. Draft Savage Jr. Oh, I love that, man. Tape. We them boys. Ooh. That Savage boy. He fits that name. That Savage dude. Who else we have here? All right, let's see. Let me see who else we have here. I love you guys' comments, man. I really do. I heard Barry might need another surgery. I didn't hear that news there, but I would check. I'll check with my sources on that. Does signing Quinn give you? If Barry needs surgery, then he probably need to wrap this thing up. He's 31, so I don't know if a guy can make a reemergence, a career comeback after another surgery. If it's a deep surgery. Yes, Joe Thomas is a weak side linebacker. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why he's a weak side linebacker, opposed to the strong side. Him flipping over to the strong side, it'll be a little challenge for him. But I'm not saying that he can't. He got the physical size to do it. Ty, he says, does signing Quinn give Dallas leverage in tank contract negotiations? I keep hearing trade tank Lawrence, but with his shoulder issue, is it impossible to trade an injured player? I mean, teams, he got to pass a waiver, he got to pass a injury waiver or what have you. You can't trade broken down commodities. That's just how it goes, right? So, but at the end of the day, Tank going to want that bag. He's going to want that money because right now he's not under contract. He's only getting paid by his endorsements. Until that thing run out, he may say, okay, all right, I'll sign this contract. It's $20 million, and the Cowboys can rescind that contract for the franchise at any time. Remember that. It could be just like the Josh Norman situation. Remember Josh Norman won all that money? And everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie was climbing out of the grave. Even Baby Shark, dee-doo, dee-doo, Baby Shark, dee-doo, dee-doo, Baby Shark was coming out saying, no, you pay Josh Norman. And what happened? The Carolina Panthers said, you know what, we'll take away this contract and we'll let you test that market out. And then the Redskins went and picked him up. Now, Josh Norman been mediocre since then. He been mediocre, right at average since then. So it's one of those things where you got to take that gamble of whether or not you want to pay a person that money, that bag, or if you don't. Now, one can argue too that the Carolina Panthers have not been the same since Josh Norman left as well. But I like that rookie. Was he a rookie? I forgot his name. I think his last name was Jackson on the Carolina Panthers. He played well last year. Boy, played well. Yes, indeed, he played well. Vape and Beer, appreciate you for tuning in to the nation. And who else we have here? Rodney Ellis. Trade Sean Lee for who? Trade Taco for who? You can trade Sean Lee for tacos, right? There's nobody that's going to pick up Sean Lee's. Now, his incentive-based contract is just so nice for us. So, I think that Sean Lee deserved to be on this team with that type of contract. Taco is a big reservation on. The only way you can get Taco up out of here, unless a team that really loved him in the draft and they really wanted him, and they say, okay, we always wanted him in our system, and we'd like to take a little jab at him. We'll give you a 4th or a 5th round pick for it, and they'll see whether or not we would bite that bait. But Taco, man, the longitude and latitude that we got with him is 5 years, right? So he's heading into what? He got 2.5 more years on that contract, or 2 years or something. It's a lot, man. So I would keep Taco. I would give him some muscle milk. I will try to put some weight on him, and I'll kick him inside, and I'll say, hey, this is your home. The edge is not where you belong, but this right here inside is where you belong. That's what I would do. Jimmy, he says, Law Nation, keep it real. Go Cowboys, go. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I really do. Is Taco healthy? That's another thing. I heard that there was some injury reports on Taco, and that's what he's claiming of the reason why he declined a little bit last year, right? So we will see. We will see. Trade Taco for TJ Watt. Life like this, I wish. Raindrops will fall. That's what I wish too. Rodney Ellis says taco is soft. Puffy Taco. Man, you guys got some weird names. Don't tweet Taco now. He gets sensitive about this. You know, he read those tweets. So shout out to Taco. I want Taco to improve. I want him to be the best that he could be out there this year. I still have hope. Hey, LVE proved me wrong, and I loved every bit of it. Now I'm just waiting for Taco to prove me wrong, and I would love every bit of it. Man, I would. Shout out to Bob Money. Appreciate you for tuning in. I see you with the San Francisco logo. Appreciate you for tuning in to this channel. All right. Let's see who else we have here in the chat box. Miss Scouting Pro. Let me see. Let me do this right here for Miss Scouting Pro. Let me go to Miss Scouting Pro. Really appreciate you, Miss Scouting Pro. There we go. Let's look a little bit better now. All right, Texas Kid, play Taco. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, who is Taco's comparable coming out of the draft? On the high end, you would say a Chandler Jones. And believe it or not, don't crucify me. On the high end, Chandler Jones coming out of the draft, he didn't have a bend, but he had that burst off the line, had that long length. That extension off with his arms, and he just powerful. And that was his move to get to the quarterback. Not a lot of weaponry, but on the low end, you would say that Taco would have been, and I forgot this doggone guy's name. It will come about back to my mind on the low end who Taco really reminded me of. So just charge it to my head right now. But on the high end, it was the Chandler Jones. And he did last year. I would say not last year, but the year before that, 2017. He had 5.5 sacks, close to 6. I think that he had something around there. He was coming around, and he was held most of the time. Yeah, his rookie year, I believe he was held. He was held most of the time. So it's one of those things. Whereas I just think that the kid just need to just get focused. And understand that he would never, and I'm using the word never, and I rarely say this with football players. He never want to just get caught up with that word never. But he would never have the bend that we like to see from the defensive end. And there's nothing wrong with that. You put a lot of meat and potatoes on them and have them have that pressure right up the middle. The U says average. Yes. And Miss Scott and Pro said thank you. I feel like I should give an award speech. Yes, indeed, Miss Scott and Pro. When I get that call-in number together, or we have a few of these Cowboys experience deals together, we would love to see you out in the mix, and we would love to have your insight live like 95 on the show. All right, so I went over the time that I said I was going to be on here. Like I said, this is not no film breakdown. I just wanted to show you guys some Quinn highlights or what have you. Stellos 300 Cowboys. Yo. Dropping the deuce. Man, appreciate it, man. Dropping that dub up in here, man. Cowboy Nation all day. Then he got the Wolves. So, you know, when you put that wolf down there, you know what I got to find, right? You would never find a wolf call like mine. Let me see if I can find that wolf howl for my brother from another mother. No other. Don't look like Danny Glover, but keep it cool with us all year long. Let's see. There we go. We got them all out here. Appreciate the donation to help grow the nation. I was about to backpedal out of here like Deion Sanders. I was about to say, hey, guys, this is my time. I really thank you all for yours. Let me go a little bit longer since he made the donation to help grow the nation. You guys know how this goes. The love and adulations for the brother from another mother is always wanted and granted. All right, so you should see how Quinn is up there bending the corners, though. Marcus Callaway. Look, let me show y'all guys. Since let me give y'all a little breakdown on this film right quick. Y'all see him over there in the 3-point stands. He's going to come and smooth off this rush right here. And watch, he burst up like burst. Use that hand. The opposition, he done stepped back towards the wrong location, right? So as he used his leverage to push himself inside, he got an extra guy right here that's going to try to block, but he's too late. He's too late to the party. Too late to the party, and it's down. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if they try to put 2 on this guy? And this is film saying that he's washed up, right? Because a lot of people saying he didn't do anything in Miami. He didn't do nothing. The brother was being double teamed and damn near almost triple teamed. But can you imagine Jerry Jones? I hope you're watching this. Will McClay, Chris Hall, and all them boys. Can you imagine if that's D-Law right there? Man, murder she wrote. Murder she wrote. Man, that would be nasty. And then this is what I love more so than anything. Man, you made another. Boy, they coming out now, man. I saw another donation to help grow the nation, man. Appreciate it, man, for all of the support. But as we begin to see this film, watch against the run. This is what I love more so than anything. Over pursuit. He's so fast. He's going to get in the backfield. But guess who going to make this tackle, Cowboy Nation? I know you saw this many of times. Guess who going to make this tackle? Just wheel all the way around. Didn't even stop his feet. It's important to keep their feet rolling. Because that's Leonard Fournette. That brother didn't want to tackle Leonard Fournette. That's a big boy right here. If he don't make this tackle, he might be in the end zone. Whew. He don't want to make that business move right there. And number 20, he can lay the wood, but he didn't want to make that business move out there in the open field with Leonard. All right. This is so underrated, Cowboy Nation. Against the run. Watch how his lateral movement is. The lateral movement. And he's just going to come straight there and shut that gap off real quick. And he's untouched, basically. Speed force. Break that tackle. Winning, guys. Winning. Boy, we needed some of that against the LA Rams. Against that bowling ball with legs. Man, it would have been nasty. Look at that purse. He gonna fill this gap. The speed force wins. Man. Shooting that gap. That lateral movement is nasty. Look at number 7. He couldn't get his hands on him. I'm gonna rewind just a little bit. He couldn't get his hands on him. He like, man, I tried to grab some cloth at least. Watch it. You can see it better from this view. My brother from another mother. I be laughing at Vaj Lombardi. He said from the cartel view. All right. So watch. He's gonna reach, but he's not gonna be able to touch Nathan. Watch this right here, guys. That first step. That's like a basketball move. Get off me. Boy, you big sorry sloppy. You gotta put a hand on him. Watch how the power, the strength. He's gonna throw him. Just let you know that he's been in the weight room, fam. He's been bench pressing. He's been doing pulls, them lateral pulls, everything. Push-ups. Get off me. Disengage. Fight through this trash and still get the runner down. I love when people can play run defense. Edge rushers, they get the glory and fame over the sacks. But this right here, to me, is everything why I want. That's why I want Robert Quinn. Boy. And get him down. Hop over him. Watch. Disengage. Get off me. Get to the runner. Help. Get the combination tackle. They gave him a half of a tackle off of that. Watch how you shoot this thing. That's not sound effects. That's actually him going. On your mark, get set. Untouched, fam. That's how quick that brother is, man. Untouched. Now, boy, we caught so much hell against this team when we played against the Indianapolis Colts, and that Marlon Mack looked like the second coming of LaShawn McCoy against us, and he was running the rock, but one time he's able. This film study right here. He's not going to chase. The shortest distance to the line is the straight line, right? The shortest distance to a circle is a straight line, or what have you, however that saying goes, right? He's going to shoot right through here and meet the runner for only a 1 or 2 yard run. Whew. Not today. Get him down in the dirt. Hustle. Every day I'm hustling. That's what he's doing, fam. That's what we're doing. We them boys said I would trade for Duran Trinidad James. Who would you get rid of? Man, you have to get rid of a gang of people for Duran Trinidad James. That would be nasty, though. Xavier Woods and Duran James in the backfield. Boy, that would be nasty, man. A meticulous Cowboy said, are we over focusing on our defensive line? Do you want me to pull up that LA Rams tape? Do you want me to pull up that LA Rams tape? I got it right here in the archives. It hurt me when I pull up that tape. When I saw how they were just running all over us, man. And I saw how they're putting their hands on us, moving us off the ball. And I saw how they folded up Randy Gregory and then put him in the back pocket. When I laughed so hard when I looked at some of that film, and they had number 98 Tyrone Crawford at the defensive end, right end, and he just had zero presence out there trying to get out there to the band. It was crazy. It was the LA Lambs, they Bob Money. It was a nasty video, and it will make me want to just go look at all those players on that line and say, hey, you guys called yourself the Hot Boys? Man, is that what the Hot Boys do? It was a nasty game. It was nasty. I'm not gonna pull it up. It hurt me, man. I said, man, I hope the trolls don't see that tape. But it's out there. It was crazy. The LA refs. Yeah, they didn't need the refs against that game. They didn't need it. They came ready to whoop. You know what? And take no notes and take nobody's name. It was crazy. We put an APB alert out there for them boys, man. But you know, and one can say it was schemed and all that, but it's just chink in the armor. And if I can go back and show y'all that Colts tape, ooh-wee, it was nasty. They folded us up like a wallet then and sat down on it and forgot that they were sitting on us. But guys, it's one of those things where we gotta better our best and evaluate everything. Measure twice, cut once, right? So that's just what it goes, man. My guy said F. Munez says FTMZ. I feel you, man. TMZ always doing something crazy. But that's all the time that I have for this beautiful and wonderful night. I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. Share this content. Let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go. You guys know how this thing go, right? I'm about to play my meticulous podcast outro beat. That's a cold name, Meticulous. Cowboys 86. The U. It was similar in a way to 2 years ago against Denver when they blew us out. Oh, yeah. That was I can't watch that game. That game. Ooh, the Denver, man. Ooh. And then your boy, La'el Collins did a great job all day long trying to stop the other kid from Desoto. I forgot his name. Was it Miller time? He did a good job of holding him back until like the fourth quarter, and sometimes you can bend, and then they eventually break. And when he broke, That Von Miller says, it's Miller time. Ate that big boy up trying to play right tackle. Just without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it. You'll gladly go out and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all terror for it. I'm telling you, Cowboy Nation, we will get this. Salute. We're out.